5 community resource specialist. And the connection I have with kinship caregivers are, I was actually placed into a kinship caregiver's home, the home of my grandparents, when I was 7 years old. When I was 7 and my brother was 10, I can remember like it was yesterday, and that has been some 50 years plus, I guess you could say. And I remember it was a normal day. We went to school, but when we got off of the school bus, law enforcement was at our home, and they were there with my grandparents. And so they had said that my mother had been killed at work. She had been murdered, and that we were there. I can remember just the disarray, just the not knowing, the scared, the frightened, and my brother and I were looking at each other like we had just lost our mom. Was she really coming back? It's sort of like what we tell our kids today. Kids at that young age, sometimes they just cannot understand. And after they go through something very traumatic like that, it's very hard. And being placed in my grandmother and my grandfather's home, they were ages 69 and 73 when we went to live with them. They were my mother's parents, so they were my maternal grandparents. They didn't have any money. They were very, very poor. They had lots of love though, and love goes a long way. And I think a lot of times that has played such a huge part on my life because of the work that we do and when we look for kinship placement, that is I can't express how important that is, because I think my brother and I could have easily gone to foster care. I have been doing this work for almost 26 years, and I am as passionate about my job as if it were the first day. I can remember getting the job and it being the first day. But now with the Kinship Program and living in, my grandmother always said, never judge anyone or anything until you have experienced it or you have walked in that shoe. So, and it goes back to, I really truly believe that it takes a village to raise a child. My grandparents were there. Neither one of them could drive, and it was just I remember one day, and I don't know if it was because of the trauma that I had been through as a child, but I remember one day coming home from school, and I was 7 years old, and it was September, a day about like today, and my Sunday school teacher had dropped off a birthday cake at my grandmother's house, and Ma thought that was just wonderful, because they never really called on anyone to ask for help or assistance. But from that day forward, those people in the church really helped my grandparents raise me. They were transportation. They always included my brother and I in the different sports that they were in. They always paid our way. So many of our kinship placements, the first thing they think of is, I don't know that I can afford to be a kinship placement. Afford is not the question. If you have a heart and you have the love, that is the most important thing for kinship placement of a child, because a child doesn't care about money at any age that they are. That money doesn't make. It's when you start thinking of maybe the child not being able to live with that in that home that they know or they've been in, or their grandparents' home, or their school teacher or Sunday school teacher, just people that the children know. Kinship placement is just huge. The Kinship Program is a program that I work with every day, and it's very supportive because of our community partners. In the 12 counties in Region 5, I have been blessed. We have been fortunate to be able to have so many partners who have a buy-in to the agency and from the community. whether it be the hospital, the school, the local EMA directors, public health. The list just goes on. American Red Cross. There's just no way we could do this program simply because of financial assistance being one, and being able to actually snap our fingers and get the resources that we need. For example, one late Friday afternoon, it was coming the biggest storm. I remember it like it was yesterday, and we had court. The case managers, the county director had been in court, and the judge ruled and took the agency's recommendation, and thought it was a good one, but behind that recommendation is you can place this child with these grandparents only if. That only if list was, it seemed like at that time, it just went on and on, but it didn't matter because we have people that we call. It was after hours, it was getting dark, it was raining, the child needed a bed. It was for a boy and a girl, and so we only needed one bed. But I remember calling one of our partner agencies, and they actually met me over in Athens, and we went and took the bed. We took everything that child needed. We stopped by the local EMA, we picked up smoke alarms, we picked up, you can imagine the list was just, it seemed like at that time that it couldn't be met, but along with our partnerships, it was met. And I can honestly say today that anything that I feel like we need, if we do not have the funds or the financial assistance to buy it, we can get it. I never doubt being able to find anything that any county needs, and it doesn't matter what day, what night. This day and time, and the way that we work today, there is no such thing as an 8 to 5 job. Things do not happen 8 to 5, and we have needs, and there is not one partner that I could not call and get the things that we need. And when I say it takes a village, it takes a village. It goes all the way from leadership down to the case managers, and I think that it makes the case flow so much easier when we can all step up together, not just pass it along. We all are in it together, and the end result, that last piece of the puzzle that we put into that, if we're putting together a puzzle, that last piece that we put in is the most important thing. It's where we have placed that child, where it is happy when we leave, and it is not crying with fear in their eyes when we actually leave that home. It's placed with someone that they know, and someone that cares about them, and someone that's going to keep them safe. I think the advice I would give to the case managers is to, first of all, be patient. If we could just have patience and think about that child, and most of all, if we could be mindful of the things we say around the child. Sometimes when we have them sitting in our office and they may have disrupted a placement, or we may have had to move them, or they are actually now with their kinship, that we can just be mindful of things that we say, because that's one thing that has gone, that I have kept for so long, is what the things that people said. What are we going to do with them? Where are they going to go? Who's going to take care of them? And that is so easy, and it's not anything that I think, but I think it's just like, we don't really think about it until it actually happens. And so I would, as we're placing, and to call on your peers, call on me, call on anyone that can help assist in the counties with things that you need, or if it takes, I know sometimes it takes one phone call after another phone call, but think about that child's life, and some 50 years from now you can say, that person was my case manager, and she was really nice, and she called my teacher, and I could stay in my same school. I didn't have to be moved, and I was able to live with my grandmother. And these people came by. They were so nice. They brought us things, and because that goes a long way, especially with our grandparents and with our elderly adults trying to raise children. It really goes a long way just to have someone stopping by or calling on the phone just to say hello. So just to have patience and to keep that hope.